I will fire the client and respectfully and point out this is not working. You know it. I know it. Let's part friends. And that is not easy to do. I think there's an attachment to confidence that is very applicable here, because what confidence does is it moves us into that space of clarity. What confidence does is it says, okay, lead with curiosity, back it up with technique. When we talk about precision, we say that it is about precision of language. And when you can look someone in the eye across the table at a lunch and say, I'm not sure this is working, and I want to let you know that I am aware of the fact that this is not working. It's funny how often the response is, well, how do we make it work? Not, you're right, and you told me you were going to do something and you didn't do it, and I want to end this now.
And
Because
sometimes
there's that.
that is a gift when that is the response, because they're also telling you, you don't want to be working with somebody who doesn't want to work with you. But yes, the majority of the time, it's like, you're right, it's not working. How do we fix it? Or what do
Yeah.
we do about it?
I live to serve, and if I don't feel that I'm serving at a high level, I have to point it out. That's the empathy
If I'm not
that
providing value, I'm not really wanting to be there. I'm not.
right.
If you offered me a very high salary to sit in a room all day, you better give me something to side hustle on, because I don't care how big the salary is. If I'm not generating something, I'm not satisfied. And so the idea, and I think that is how most salespeople operate. The other thing you want to think about too is that, I'm coming back to the perception of sales, because confidence is a big piece of it. And that also comes into how you sell and who you sell to. And, somebody who doesn't have confidence tries to sell to everybody they're talking to sometimes, or doesn't talk to anybody about it. But they're either, I'm just going to pitch everybody I see because I don't know how to do this, and hopefully I'll land on something. And, a
Right.
confident seller might do a little bit more qualifying and whatnot. But I think that people don't always have the best perception of good salespeople, because they've never been hit on by good salespeople. And a lot of times you got B2B salespeople, you got people that only sell specific things to specific people. So you're sitting and having dinner with your friends, and you have no idea that the person that works at this company is actually a salesperson, because they're not trying to sell you a used car or convince you to come down and try, let me ask you, who's doing your air conditioning?
Right.
It's not one of those types of situations. So people don't get to experience what real sellers look like.
Interesting that you bring this up, because yesterday I was in a coaching session with someone who is putting together a fund to invest in a very specific arena of entrepreneurship. Here's the thing: the confidence and the empathy applications are so in harmony with each other, because if I was not empathetic, meaning if I didn't believe that where this person is interested in going and why they're asking people for money, I would just as soon not offer what I provide to them. If people say, well, I can only sell something I believe in, I think it goes deeper than that.
I've sold shit I didn't believe in.
Huh?
But then again, that was probably shouldn't have been selling. But yeah, I said I've sold shit I don't believe in. Unfortunately, I needed the money. But yes, people don't. It's not an easy thing to do unless
No.
you're actually conning, because it shows right through. But anyway, go on. Sorry to interrupt.
No, you didn't interrupt. This is us having a conversation, and this is how we keep this alive for us and for anybody that watches this stuff. Because I think there are seasons for all of us, not like the four seasons, but seasons. We have dry season, we have wet season, we have times when our confidence is bulletproof, and times when we just want to go sit in a corner.